gentleman by the name of Rabbi Daniel Assor. According to Rabbi Assor, that tunnel was a means for the Vatican, hear this, for the Vatican to exhume the bones of none other than King David, who they allege was buried in Mount Zion. Now, the church is Catholic. The rabbi asserts that they are operating under the Vatican's instructions. Rabbi Assor adds that it's all part of the Vatican's plan to collect DNA from the body of King David and use his DNA to, and I quote, recreate the Messiah, in an effort to fool the world into believing that the Messiah has arrived. Look, folks, I don't know about you, but I'm dumbfounded so far. What do they mean to recreate the Messiah? What are they doing exhuming the bones of King David?
Hey, Shalom, this is Brother Yuan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, in that clip, you heard that, this devil was trying to take the DNA from King David's bones from his remnants and, basically clone a person and fix him up to be as though he's the Messiah. He's the one to return. Now, to those who don't know the prophecies in the word, they can be confounded by those things. And this devil, his technology has reached, tremendous heights. All right. But we have the prophecy. So we're able to see in the dark. Elder Gabar always goes into the lesson when he talks about the levels of intelligence. He'll mention the parrot, how it mimic what it hears. The monkey, it mimics what other people do. He'll go into the bullfrog, how it's stubborn, the level of stagnation. The owl, who has a filament in his eye so it can see through the dark, which is what this truth allows us to do. When you truly understand and you get it and you see, okay, it's playing out just how the Lord said it would. Look at all these things that he's pointed out that's made plain and clear. You're able to see in the dark, okay? See through deception. And then, of course, he goes into the dragon, which represents an ultimate level of patience and calculation, all right, which is a quality that you need to have in order to receive salvation. But the fashion in which the Lord is going to return, this devil cannot duplicate it. You understand? It won't be able to be replicated. So let's go to Matthew the 24th chapter, okay, and we'll start at the 21st verse, okay? It reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So we know in the midst of the Lord's return, it's going to be the worst time, documented or undocumented. And there's been some horrible things to take place. Slavery, during the time of the Maccabees, 70 AD, all our captivities, right? The Lord is saying it's going to surpass all those things. The flood, So we know that this is just the tip of the iceberg. This devil setting the stage to bring a horrific time. But the fashion in which the Lord returns, he's not going to meet us as a man. All right? And we're given warning not to fall for the okie doke. Okay, let's continue on reading here. Verse 22, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake," because that's who this is about, the elect of Israel. "Through them, all of the nation will be, brought back and saved. And through the elect and through the nation of Israel, the whole world will be laid in peace, reformed in peace." Okay. Verse 23. Okay. "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the anointed, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christ," use the word, "and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." If it were possible. Okay. So this devil's going to lay it on quite thick. But what allows us to decipher right from wrong, of course, is the word. But even more so, the prophecies in which this thing is going to play out. You see? That's our trump card. And that's why any of the scoffers or any of the apologetics or anybody that tries to come up against this word, they never quite want to dive into prophecy, because that's only revealed unto who? Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And that's why during that time, people are going to be seeking to be amongst the men of the Lord. There's going to be bounties on the men of the Lord's heads. So people are going to be trying to get a reward, but they're also going to be people looking for the men of the Lord for the purpose of being with them for a hedge of protection, to know what's next, to know what to do. All right, which is why Isaiah 4:1 takes place. When you read Isaiah 4:1, why are those women saying that? Because there's no other safe haven. There's no other way to survive, in that time. Okay, without getting down with this devil's agenda, unless you belong to or are amongst those who the Lord is protecting. All right, so that's why Isaiah 4:1 takes place. So that great humbling is not only going to happen for the women, but even men. People are going to be like, "Where are if I could just be around one? If they could." The same way during when Yahweh left the scene the first time, people they flocked unto the disciples. They wanted to understand it. They were craving it. They needed to know, because of the things that were taking place on the earth. All right. Now, let me pull this precept up here, because when the Lord returns, it's going to be, what's the term I use? An angelic invasion. Okay. Have you seen the movie Independence Day when those chariots, UFOs they call them, but we know them to be the vessels that the angels use. When they crack the sky, that's the way the Lord is going to return. Every eye shall see him. It's not going to be like some secret where you got to go search. No, everybody's going to see him. It's going to be no mistake. He's going to come as a power. He's not going to meet us as a man. And the scriptures say this, all right? Pull it up for you guys. Bear with me. All right, we got it now. All right, so this is Isaiah 47, and we'll start at 1. All right. Isaiah 47:1. All right, it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." And we know the kingdom that we're in now is Mystery Babylon, Babylon the Great, the future kingdom in which the Lord will deliver his people. Come down, and of course, we're going to be delivered from all the lands where we've been scattered, but the bulk of Israel is here in the Americas. That's just a fact, okay? All right, just like in any other captivity, it wasn't like every single Israelite on the planet Earth was in Egypt or in Assyria or in back. You see what I'm saying? The bulk of the nation was in those captivities, but there will be Israelites, maybe it's Israelite, in Spain somewhere or in, obviously, right? But the bulk of it, the reason why he said he's gonna deliver this out of the north country, because that's where the bulk of the nation is gonna be. And that's what a lot of people don't get when they try to come up against the sign, like the guy that came up with Sarnetta and saying, "Oh, you're excluding people. There's Israelites scattered." Of course, we know this. But it's a learning tool that the Lord has given us to be a hook. When you in school, when you write an essay, they say you had to have your hook. So when you beginning your paragraph, you got to hook the audience. All right, that sign allows people to look at it and say, this is talking about me. What do they have to say about me? You see, it's a learning tool so that Israel can be edified. But, obviously that the Lord didn't allow them to see it. Okay. But Again, from the top, Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. So this is he's going into the fact that this man is going to be stripped out of his power seat. We know Job 9:24 says what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this man has been given dominion of the earth for this short time. But in Isaiah 47:1 here, he's letting you know that there isn't going to be any throne. What he's trying to set up is an everlasting kingdom. But the only nation of people who are going to experience an everlasting rulership is the nation of Israel. All right. Continuing on to verse 2. Actually, we're in the middle of verse 1. It says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Verse 2. Take the millstones and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg. And then people are seeing this devil for what he truly is. He's bamboozled. He's duped everybody, and they're thinking, oh, I'm white, I'm pure. I'm the closest thing to God on earth. I have your best interest at heart. And people are starting to realize this dude is the devil. Everything he does is for the destruction of people. Like it talks about, I believe it's Proverbs 16:4. All right, where it says he sleepeth not lest he cause something to fall. Let me double check, because I don't want to be in the wrong here and lead anybody astray. But I believe it's Proverbs 16:4. It's 4:16, Salakia. All right, it's Proverbs 4:16. All right. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. And that's this devil's MO. Now let's go back to Isaiah 47. Okay. Verse 2. Take the millstones, grind the mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be seen. So like thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. He's going to meet the whole world. He's going to be revealed as a great power. Okay, when you go to Joel, the 3rd chapter, it even paints the picture. It's going to be happening in the midst of World War III, when the nations are fighting. You go to 2nd Ezra, it talks about, how the nations stopped fighting each other and they turned to fight the Lord. He said what? They were so afraid, but yet durst fight. I'll get it. So we know in the fashion in which the Lord is going to return, it's not going to be, this devil can't duplicate it. It can't be duplicated, you see? All right, let's go. And the thing is, I'm sure they will try to do it. When they try to pull that stunt, whatever person they're using, he's going to be what? He's going to be in some way, shape, or form urging the people to follow Esau's agenda. And if they clone him, the DNA they use and all, they're not. I sincerely doubt they're gonna use an Israelite man. That won't happen. You see, you know what? They might. They're very fond of using our own people to deceive. They'll lift somebody up to deceive. But I doubt they'll use an Israelite man. Okay, so continuing on, I want to get that precept in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. We'll just start at the top, actually. This is 2nd Ezra 13:1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. So Ezra's being shown all these visions, okay, of the end for our learning. So if any confusion is pushed, the elect can't be deceived because they have the script. We know we have the spoilers, right? Verse 2. And lo, there rose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Now, As the chariots break into the atmosphere, it's going to cause the waves of the sea to shake. It's going to cause the earth to shake itself. Okay? And behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, so that beam, that concentrated fire coming out of the chariots, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of a number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a mountain and flew upon it. Now this mountain is talking about it's a great ship. And Ezra was using the terms most available to him, best available to him at the time to describe. All right, he's not going to use the language that we would use, today. But I would have seen the region or place whereabout the hill was graved, and I could not. It was so big he couldn't see where it ended. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So we know the fashion in which the Lord is going to return. So, we can't be duped by, this devil's enchantments. We're not ignorant to this devil's devices, the things he resorts to, his tactics, That's why I said if it were possible, the very elect would be deceived, but it's not possible. Okay, so I seen that, man. I figured I'd speak on it really quick, Should be getting my main page back tomorrow or tonight sometime. I'm not sure. But got to be more strategic with how, word the things. But hey, if he takes it down, he takes it down. Okay? What can you do? So with that being said, I want to give all praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, all right, who rule well and taught us this truth. Okay, I want to say shalom to all the brothers who are pushing this truth and sincerity. Okay, and of course the few sisters who you're learning and watching in the background, sincerely. Okay, so with that being said, man, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.